Hello, my stamping friends. Welcome to Party at Home with Diane, and I'm Diane. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Washington State. And if you could subscribe to my channel and ring that little bell, I'd surely appreciate it. That way you get notifications when I do release videos. And I was trying to release them on Tuesdays, but I think I'm going to go to either Wednesdays or Thursdays. I've noticed a lot of people release their videos on Tuesdays, and I just don't want to be grouped in a whole big pond or a big lake. I'd rather be in a little pond. So start looking for my videos on Wednesdays or Thursdays. If you could put a comment below of which day you would prefer, that would help me decide. So anyway, let's get started. I am going to be using the Sending Hugs stamps and die set. The Happy Thoughts, this is from last season's catalog. I just really like the sentiments. And I looked through all my stamps. I'm new at Stampin' Up. I just started in February. And I don't have any Get Well. I don't have one stamp that's large that says Get Well. So I'm going to have to do some searching and going through the catalog and placing an order for myself here. But anyway, we're going to get going. This is what I'm going to use today. I'm also going to be using the Granny Apple Green ink. I'm going to be using the Daffodil Yellow cardstock. I'm going to be using this cardstock right here. Isn't that just beautiful? I love this paper pack. And it is the hand-pinned designer series paper. So when you hear people talk about DSP, for the longest time, I didn't know what DSP was. It's designer series paper. So anyway, but this is just beautiful, beautiful floral paper. And then on the other side, it's just beautiful. This one reminds me of fish. I don't know why, but I think I might use that in a sea card that I'm going to be doing here shortly, in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be using the Highland Heather paper in the Daffodil Yellow, the cardstock. And I've started doing a lot of this just so you didn't have to watch me stamp and color, because most everybody already knows how to do that. And I'm going to be using a bunch of the Stampin' Blends, and I will go over those as I use them. Just a quick hint here, I've shared this before, but I've been ordering the multiple paper packs for the brights, the neutrals, the regals, the subtles, and the in colors. And I was getting confused because some of the colors are kind of alike, and I have a hard time with colors anyway. So I'd get like the Melon Mambo and the Polished Pink mixed up, or the Pear Pizzazz. And so what I did was I got my papers, I ordered the bundle of each, and then I just cut them down into little pieces. I think these are like 1.5 by 1 inch. You can see I just wrote on them, not very fancy. But now I can, if I want a color, and I'm like, oh, which color is this? I can just match it up to whatever's on my palette. So for me, that's just a helpful hint. If you might want to do that, that would be great. If you order something from me, or want a catalog, let me know. You can send me an email at diane@partyathome.net, and I'll get a catalog out to you, and I will do the in colors in a little color palette for you, so you can see what they are. So first of all, I cut this Daffodil Yellow down to 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 2 1/8, 2 1/8. I did a practice paper, and it came out perfect. I always like to practice first, you know, just because I'm me. And this one I didn't. It came out wonky. I think I did one at 2 and like a 4th or something. But I'm gonna go with it. If it bothers you, you can just measure where it overlaps and just cut that piece off. I'm gonna use it to my benefit. So let me see here. So I'm just gonna use the longer side here and have it go over this side. I cut some of my paper. I cut this down to 5.5 by 1 3/4. And I'm just gonna layer these right on here. Now on these you do want to use the paper in the right way. You'll see this one does have a right way and a wrong way. The flowers are growing up versus having the flowers come down. So you'll just want to pay attention to that. I am out of glue right now, but I really like this Dries Clear Art Glitter Glue. So I'm going to use that today. I need to place a Stampin' Up order, and I just hadn't. After my little mess up of ordering when I didn't feel good, I was kind of afraid to order again. So I've just been waiting until I feel better to place a Stampin' Up order. So if you didn't watch my other video before, when I was really sick and medicated up, I was watching YouTube videos and card videos, and one of the cards that I was watching, she had used googly eyes. So I thought that I would order some googly eyes, and I thought that I was ordering 100 pieces, so that would make like, whoops, that's on crooked, 50 eyes. And actually when it came, I ordered like 1,000 pieces. That's like 500 eyes, so that cracked me up. And I ordered pens, don't know why, but anyway, I did get that a little crooked, but that's okay. You know what? It's just okay to not be perfect. Cover this back up. Okay, so I got those on. So next I stamped out my hugs. And I like it because it's a nice big stamp. And so I just colored it. So on the leaves, I used the Granny Apple Green, the Just Jade, the Light and Dark Highland Heather, and the yellow Daffodil, Light and Dark. Is that what that one was? Yeah, Daffodil Delight, the yellow and the dark, light and the dark, I mean. And then for the little berries, I used light polished pink. So those are the colors that I used. Oh, I used the light and the dark for Granny Apple Green too. And so this doesn't have a stamp or a die to cut out this whole die or this whole stamp. So the die that's included in here, so I just want to let you guys know, oops, if you think that you're going to use this to cut it out, to cut this out, I guess it's smaller. I'm going to show you this way. So it doesn't cut out the whole perimeter. It cuts it out, but it cuts out the inside parts. So don't think that when you go to cut this, that it's gonna cut the whole thing. So I just want to let you be aware of that. I thought it cut out the whole thing, and so I was a little shocked. And so I just want to let you guys know. But it is really, really easy to cut. Oh, here they are. In trim. So I've already started this, so you didn't have to watch the whole thing. So just kind of just follow the outline of how it goes around here. And I try to move the paper and not the scissors as I'm cutting. It just kind of makes it so you don't get those little sharp corners. And you know what? Every time you cut it, it's going to be different, and that's okay. And so it is really easy to cut. So you can leave it like this and then just glue it to one side, so when you open it, it opens up. But I think it needs a little more dimension between the light and these two papers here. So I have my Highland Heather to match the purple in here. Get out my cutter. And I didn't cut this first because I wasn't quite sure how big I needed it. So I'm gonna put this on here. And so let me see here, about 3 7/8. Yeah. Oh, let's try with 3 1/2 first, and then I'll go from there. Oh, and another quick tip is I like to keep my cutter blade on this side and cut up towards the edge. For me, I just think that helps when you hit the paper, the cardstock right there, it shoves it up against the edge so you don't get a crooked cut. You know, sometimes you'll get a cut and you're like, man, I thought it was straight and it's crooked. For me, this just helps by cutting it up this way. I also keep my scoring blade. For me, I just always keep these up here, but I keep my scoring blade first. So when I go to drag it down, I score first and not cut if that's what I want to do. Because I've cut before when I wanted to score and it wasn't pretty. And it was like, I did it with my Fresh Freesia, and I didn't have any more papers. I was so mad at myself. So that looks good. I like that there. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit. So it's longer than the card, so I do need just to trim it off just a little bit. So I'm gonna bring it back in. So usually I have all this done when I do a video, but I thought just this time we'll just go through the whole process together and you can see what I do. And I'm also gonna tell you, I am a scrap hoarder. You won't see me throwing these little pieces in my little scrap bin or my garbage bin. I save them. And I have a little Ziploc bag, and I just put all my little scrap pieces in there. Even this one that I cut out the hugs, I keep that in there because I can always use the hugs word on something, or I can use that as something. Because you never know when you just need a little tiny scrap of paper. Here's a card that I made, a graduation card that's being sent out this weekend. I just needed a little tiny scrap right here, and all I had was big sheets of black. Well, you go to your little scrap bin and voila. I had a little piece that fit. Okay. I know, I'm all over the place today, but I'm just feeling so good finally. Do I want that in the center? Yeah, I think I like it right there. Okay, so for those that don't have a die cutting machine, you can still make this card without using the die cuts. You can stamp out this, cut it out like I did, and then on the inside you can just use your pen and color in the hugs. I have cut out the hugs using this die right here. It cuts out the hugs. But you can just color it in. So that's good too. I know, when you're first starting out, you gotta like do the big purchases a little bit at a time. So it's perfectly fine. Now, what am I looking for? My glue. So, I hope everybody's having a good June day. It's been raining here for like, I don't know, a week and a half. And today it's starting to warm up. I am so excited. Oops. Get that on here. And everybody says, when you live in Washington, you don't tan, you rust. And that's about the truth of it. Okay, so we're just going to put it on this side of the card. You can use dimensionals, or you can just use your glue. I'm just going to use the glue. Oop. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit so it's not so centered. I kind of like that. Make sure I didn't get any glue on the other side. Okay, so if you do not have these little tweezers, you gotta get some. These are the best. I just got them off, Amazon. And I like them because you pinch them and they open, so when you let go, you don't have to like hold them when you're using it. It automatically holds it. I just think that's like, whoever invented these are so smart. So see, it just holds it and you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to put some glue in here. And I'm just going to put this right over top of that H. We're going to do this all the way down. So I'm a quilter, and I just started to be in the Sunshine Committee for our quilting group, our quilt guild. And so this card is going to go to somebody in our guild that's just not feeling so hot. So I so enjoy just making cards for people. To me, that's when I was working full-time, that was my stress release. I'd come home and, just craft or sew for a little bit. Oops, let me get some more up there. And I can just sit down here and chill. It's kind of nice. I have my sewing machines here and my crafty stuff here. Okay, so there we go. So there's the outside. Oh, one more piece. So it's hugs from all of us. Let's see, where do I want it? I guess I'll put it right there. So let me get my little mini foam dots here. And I am going to pop this one up a little bit. Or dimensionals. I'm just going to use 3. One in the middle. And one on the end. On each end there. I like doing these videos. It's like just talking and sitting here chilling with friends. You guys can craft with me or just watch. But, being stuck at home through all this, it's just kind of nice. So let's see. I think I'm just going to put it kind of on both. From all of us. So I like cards that are just kind of plain and simple and easy. And I like how the pink or the purple just kind of pops. and it separates that yellow from being too in your face. So we're going to open it up. Now you could choose to put another strip on each side. Now that I said that, I might do that, but not right now. So this piece I cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Just a bigger border around the edge. Oh, I did get it crooked. You know what? It's fine. I am so not a perfectionist. Get some glue on there. So it says, just want to send some happy thoughts your way. So I used the Granny Apple Green to match the inside. And with the sentiment from Happy Thoughts. So it's that one right there. And another reason for backing this is when you do color things, it does seep through, so you do want to have a backing. What I could have done also is put the purple on there and then just cut around the purple. And so it had just a cute little purple edge border. That's, you know, there's no card police. Nobody's going to come and say, why did you do that? Or you shouldn't have done it that way. There's no card police. You are your own artist. So the last thing I do is I have another stamp and I didn't pull it out. But I like to put on the back, and it's the sentiment that says, I made this card for you because you're worth it. And I don't remember what stamp set that is from. Go through the ones that I have right here. You can hear me pulling them out, popping them down. Here, it's from Here's a Card, and it says, I made you a card because you're worth it. I just love that sentiment. I just think it's such a cool sentiment to have. And I will stamp that on the back of the card, along with my stamp that says, handmade for you by me, and it has my name on it. I got it years and years and years ago from Stampin' Up. It's an older wood block. I think it's still upstairs. But anyway, there's the card. How cool was that? I mean, easy peasy pudding pie to put together. And it's just something different with the opening this way versus, the standard card. Just to make them think that you are thinking of them. So this stamp set is on page 19 of the catalog. And you'll see it here. And if you buy the bundle, it's only $44. So remember, when you're wanting to buy a bundle or buy the stamp, look at getting the bundle too, because you do save $5 for buying them together. And I'm thrifty with my money, so that's just, I look at those kind of things of getting discounts when I can and where I can. Oh, I just found my dimensions. They're way, way over there. They must have flew off the table. So, where's my finished card caddy here? I have a couple of finished cards. Oh, they all went everywhere. Well, here's another one that I did. So here you can see this is how the cutout is when you use this stamp right here. So it kind of cuts out just that inner portion of the hugs. And then you can just layer the hugs right on top of that. And these hugs are a little bit smaller than when you use the die here than when you use this one, or this one's larger. So you have that dimension, you have that white edge And I think that makes it look really classy. So this one just says, hugs on your special day. Happy birthday. And that's just another way of doing a card. And I do have this one in a video, so I will pop the link down to that in the description down below. Here is my June host code. So if you do want to order this bundle, when you go to order, Stampin' Up! Has switched up their order site just a little bit. So it's easier for you to see that you're ordering from me. And when you enter in this host code, you'll see the box that says host code. And you can enter that in there and it'll say that you're ordering from Diane Hopper. So that is my card for today. Thank you for watching. Happy stamping, and I will see you soon. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Have a happy day.